Hey guys, before I begin, I just wanted to say thank you for listening. I appreciate your feedback and support, and I will continue to post podcasts as long as you listen to them and you care about what's going on in the world today. I promise to do my best to always be accurate and factual about the information I give you. So, once again, thank you for your support and feedback. Today is a simple one. Today we're going to talk about and just chat about an update on climate change. I know it's something that you hear a lot in the news, but not very clear about what's going on and what has changed within the last, let's say, 10 years. Okay. So from 2015 until now. Now, this is the period after the Paris Agreement when the world promised to act. The big question is, have we done enough to now? So let's start in 2015. Almost every country in the world signed the Paris Agreement. The goal, just to remind you, was clear: to keep global warming well below 2 degrees Celsius and try to stay under 1.5 degrees Celsius, right? The goal was to stay under 1.5 degrees Celsius. Governments promised to cut emissions, invest in renewables, and adapt to climate impacts. At the time, global temperatures were about 1 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. There was still hope that, if we did enough, we could stop the worst outcomes. So in the years after Paris, progress was slow. Emissions continued to rise. So from 2016 to 2020, the world saw record-breaking heat. In 2016, we had the hottest year ever at the point, driven by both climate change and, if you remember, El Nino. And then in 2017 and 2018, the US faced devastating hurricanes like Harvey and Irma and Maria. Puerto Rico, for example, lost almost 3,000 lives after Hurricane Maria. In Europe, 2018 brought extreme droughts, cutting crop yields and stressing rivers like the Rhine, meaning rivers overflowed and caused incredible flooding. By 2020, the world was already at 1.2 degrees Celsius of warming. Climate change was no longer a distant issue. Remember, the goal was to keep it under 1.5. So, between 2021 and 2023, things got a little worse. In 2021, deadly floods hit Germany and Belgium, killing more than 220 people. That same year, Canada reached 49.6 degrees Celsius in what is called a heat dome, a record no one thought was possible, 49.6 degrees. In 2022, Pakistan's catastrophic floods displaced 33 million people, half the population of Spain. At the time, Europe had its hottest summer in 500 years. Spain and Italy lost tens of thousands of people due to heat waves. In 2023, wildfires in Canada burned more than 18 million hectare acres, covering New York and other US cities in smoke. Now, during these years, the science was clear. The thing is, we weren't moving fast enough. Global emissions had not dropped. Remember, the goal of the Paris Climate Agreement was to drop global emissions. So last year, 2024, was a very shocking moment. The Earth's average temperature hit 1.54 Celsius above pre-industrial levels. That means we already passed the 1.5 degrees Celsius line, at least temporarily. This brought record disasters. The Amazon had its worst wildfires since 2005, burning an area nearly the size of the UK. Europe once again faced deadly heat. Spain, Italy, Greece, and Portugal broke records. And in the US, hurricanes Helene, Milton destroyed billions of dollars worth of homes and infrastructure. The oceans also reached record heat. This is not just about warmer water for swimmers. Hotter oceans means stronger storms, higher sea levels, and collapsing ecosystems like coral reefs. Scientists are even warning that the Atlantic Ocean circulation, which is a system that helps balance global climate, it's slowing down and could collapse this century. So, where are we today, 2025? Well, we know temperatures are higher than ever, disasters are more frequent and more deadly, and the economic cost is massive. Between 1993 and 2022, extreme weather caused $4.2 trillion in damages. Now, if you look forward, experts say by 2050, climate change could cost $38 trillion per year. And action, well, it's mixed. Some countries like Sweden and Denmark are making real progress with renewable energy, but globally, only 10% of companies are taking strong climate action. Let me repeat that again, only 10%. And just 1% are leading at the highest levels. There are success stories. Trying to be optimistic, right? Bangladesh reduced cyclone or hurricane deaths by building better shelters. India created heat action plans that saved thousands of lives. Some cities are investing in green transport and green and clean energy. And these are some examples, but overall, change is still too slow. The promises of Paris 2015 have not fully been met, and we can see that. So, from 2015 to now, what do we see? Well, we see that the world made big promises. We see that disasters become more frequent, hotter and more expensive. And we see that while some progress has been made, it's not nearly enough. The future depends on what we do. If we act fast, stop new fossil fuel projects, triple renewable energy, double efficiency by 2030, we still have a chance to avoid the worst, but time is running out. The last 10 years has showed us how serious the problem is. The next 10 years will decide how bad it gets. So, thank you for listening. I don't want to be doom and gloom. I just want to give you information, and you do with that information as you feel like. I just want you to stay informed, stay engaged, constantly keep learning about what's going on. The climate crisis is here, but we can still solve this. I'm trying to be more optimistic. If you want to continue this conversation, write down in the comments below. I appreciate you listening. I'm Mikael, and this is what I learned today. Bye.